it's all made up in my head. Destiny's melody calling out to me, so what I'm gonna do is fall for you and walk out to the edge.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Impulse here. Today I'm reacting to the video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the top 7 worst and dumbest FNAF theories. So yeah, it was originally going to be top 5, but then I realized I forgot one, and then I forgot another one, so I just added them all on. And yeah, so yeah, we're just gonna do top 7 worst FNAF theories, and yeah, let's just get started. Number 7 on the list is going to be that FNAF 4 is all just a dream, just a nightmare. So the reason this theory is really dumb is because of this location map. If you look on the screen, you can see like little gray dots everywhere that there's an animatronic, and there's little gray dots where the nightmare animatronics are, or meaning that they are real, or at least to a certain extent. Obviously, it's just illusion discs. Something is there that doesn't really look like that. There's illusion discs on them to make them look different. And yeah, but FNAF 4 isn't just a nightmare, which is one of the reasons that the evidence for number 4, this is one of the reasons that the evidence for number 4 is literally nothing. But yeah, okay, now let's move on to number 6. Coming in at number 6 is going to be adult theory. Now, this theory is really dumb for 2 reasons. One, FNAF is not like an erotic game series, okay? And number 2, Scott himself debunked this in the Doggo Scott interview. So yeah, adult theory is really dumb, but I don't know why it existed in the first place. Like, seriously, it doesn't make sense. Scott is not like that. So yeah, that was like, I didn't really have much to say about that. Yeah, so let's just move on to number 5. So coming in at number 5, we have FNaF AR being before FNAF 6. Now, this is really dumb, for 2 reasons. Number 1, you know Vanny from FNAF VR? We learn more about her in this game, and we know FNAF VR takes place after everything, because William can only take the form of Glitch Trap now. We learn how in the Man in Room 1280. Maybe I'll explain that in my Golden Victim video. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, we learn more about that, and also the fact that Golden Freddy is not in FNAF VR. So yeah, and number 2 is the existence of every single animatronic. Number 1, Springtrap. He can't exist at this point. He wouldn't exist at this point. They wouldn't be able to catch him, because he'd either be in Fazbear's Fright, or walled up in the safe room. If he had escaped, he would have been really fragile and broken, and nobody would be able to use him. And yeah, so yeah, he couldn't possibly be there. And the rest of the animatronics, the toy animatronics, were scrapped. The FNAF 1 animatronics were destroyed by William. The sister location animatronics are combined into Ennard. So, and so yeah, like, it's literally impossible for FNAF AR to be before FNAF 6. Or just a little bit after FNAF 3 even. So yeah, now let's move on to number 4, which a lot of people do believe this, but this is really dumb in my opinion. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Some people will get mad at me for putting this on the list, but I'm putting it on the list because it's really stupid. Coming in at number 4 on the list is the role reversal. Now, people, when people were trying to say that Step Closer confirms Mike Bro, Mike Victimers tried standing by their theories and saying that Pete was really the crying child and that Chuck was really the older brother. But this is really stupid in my opinion. Now, I know some people are going to get mad at me, like, especially Mike Victimers, but listen to this. Okay, the older brother scares the crying child with Foxy, right? And Pete does exactly that to Chuck. Pete is not scared of the animatronics. People are like, oh, Pete is scared of the animatronics. He's scared of Foxy, just like the crying child, and he hates Foxy. But no, he loves Foxy. He's only scared of Foxy after he gets the curse. And crying child does not get a curse in FNAF 4. Neither does the older brother, but still, that doesn't... It means it doesn't mean anything at all. And I don't remember Chuck scaring the older brother with Foxy at all. I don't remember that, because that never happened. That never happened in the book. Also, the obvious, he's the older brother to a little younger brother. Plus, he's 16, which seems pretty accurate to the age of the older brother from FNAF 4. Also, this isn't really connected to Pete being the crying child, but, the crying child would not be able to work, at FNAF 2 or FNAF 1. Okay, maybe he could work at FNAF 1, but, he still does work at FNAF 2. Some people don't believe that he's Fritz Smith, but I definitely do, and he wouldn't be able to work there. And yeah. People connect it to, Pete can hear things around him after he dies, just like the crying child. But no. The crying child doesn't hear things after he dies. He hears things when he's still alive. He hears the "I will put you back together," and then he dies. But Pete is already dead when he continues to hear stuff around him. So, yeah. Pete is not the crying child. People are like, oh, Pete dies just like the crying child did. Yeah, Pete got hit by a freaking car. Not by animatronic teeth. Okay? So, yeah. If you're a Mike Victimer and you still believe this, like, seriously, I don't know why, but, like, whatever. There's still evidence in the survival logbook that 100% debunks Mike Victim. Like, it's literally impossible. But I'm not including Mike Victim on this list because I know a lot of people do believe it and people are getting mad at me, but, like, I still had to include this on the list, okay? Also, Mike Victim isn't really that stupid, but at this point, it is basically impossible or nearly impossible. So, yeah, now I'm going to move on to number 3. The top 3 are so unbelievably stupid. I don't know why they exist. Okay, so yeah, let's move on to number 3. Number 3 on the list, you guys all knew this was going to be on the list. It's the crying child's name is Chris Afton. Now, I don't know what to say. Like, seriously, Chris Afton was never once mentioned in the games, okay? Chris Afton was never once mentioned in the games. It was mentioned in a Disney movie or whatever, and then since it had the name Afton, people started just using it for fan films, fan animations and stuff. One person in particular, what's his name, Zapper770, in his FNAF Hidden Lore series. And in that series, it's literally said, these events are not supposed to be taken as canon, so yeah. And also, the older brother's name is Terrence, William Afton's name is Peter, and Henry's name is Fred. So if those names aren't canon, why the hell would Chris be? It doesn't make any sense. And yeah, Chris Afton, the YouTuber, actually thinks that Scott and the creator of Gotcha are the same person. And that is one of the stupidest things I've heard in my life. Not just when it comes to FNAF, just in general, in my life. That's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard in my life. That's really stupid. It, like, after the FNAF Hidden Lore series, it went on to spread to Gotcha and everything else, stuff like that. So yeah, Chris Afton is a really stupid FNAF theory. I don't know why it exists. Hopefully one day people start realizing it's not real. It's not true. It's never mentioned once in the games or any of the books either. So yeah, now let's move on to number 2. Number 2 on the list is the one that you guys thought would be number 1, and it is, of course, Mike Trap. So, for some reason, people still actually believe this. Like, I've heard some people say, I saw somebody say this in the comments of my Who's Springtrap community post, and I was so confused. Somebody was like, if William is Scraptrap, how is he Springtrap? And I was like, everybody was so confused in the replies. It was like, some people still believe that Michael is Springtrap, and it's really dumb because Scott himself said, anybody who's confused about the Mike Trap versus Will Trap debate, go to Matt Pat's video. And in Matt Pat's video, he says William is Springtrap. So, yeah. And he also said that the voice at the end of Sis Location Custom Night end cutscene wasn't supposed to be robotic. It wasn't supposed to sound robotic. It was just meant to sound more intense. That's what. So yeah, it's not meant to. So he confirmed on 2 different occasions that Michael Afton is not Springtrap. But yeah, now let's move on to number 1, which I still see some people actually believe, but this is, in my opinion, the dumbest FNaF theory of all time. In at number 1, we have Cassidy Victim. Well, this is really stupid because it's confirmed that Cassidy is part of Golden Freddy and is definitely the first victim that was inside Golden Freddy. And it's also confirmed that Cassidy was a victim of the missing children's incident. And if that's the case, then it's impossible for the bite victim to be Cassidy, because first of all, bite victim is not part of the missing children's incident. And also, Cassidy is a girl, and the bite victim is a boy. We know that for a fact because, well, first of all, the appearance, and second of all, because of Midnight Motorist when the older brother says, leave him alone tonight. So, yeah. Cassidy is a girl in the Silver Eyes trilogy. We see her, she's described as a girl with long, straight black hair. A girl with long and straight black hair. It's like every single thing about her is completely wrong. Gender swap. Bite victim, the crying child, is a boy. Cassidy is a girl. Bite victim has brown hair, and Cassidy has black. Bite victim has curly hair. Cassidy has straight hair. And yeah, it's seriously so dumb because it's confirmed that Cassidy is a victim of the missing children's incident. And also, in the survival logbook, which is canon to the games, of course, we see Cassidy and the bite victim talking to each other. They're talking to each other. That means they're completely different characters. Yeah, they're both Golden Freddy, or at least in my opinion, but they're not the same actual entity, some people still believe it. Also in the survival logbook, we see the puppet giving cake to a little girl with straight black hair, exactly how Cassidy is described in the 4th closet. And we see that on a page talking about the happiest day. And in the happiest day minigame from FNaF 3, the puppet gives cake to the spirit of Golden Freddy, meaning that the girl the puppet is giving cake to is the spirit of Golden Freddy, and it's obviously Cassidy. We see Cassidy in a canon to the game's book, meaning Cassidy Victim is 100% impossible. So yeah, guys, that's my list on the top 7 worst FNaF theories. And hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. If you really think Pete is the crying child, I'm not going to stop you from believing that. It is really dumb to me, but don't hate on me for not believing it. Like, seriously, it is a really bad theory in my opinion. But if you believe it, that's fine. Just ignore that and consider it the top 6 and pretend that's not even there, alright? Doesn't matter. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Impulse7 out. Peace.